Hi everybody, it is me, the friendly deputy of Movie Deputy Reviews. I've been talking about switching to a video format for a while now, and so this is my first sort of test video with my new setup here that I am using. As you can see, I'm trying to get used to everything being reverse on this. I don't use this microphone, but this is my primary headset. I have my Brio camera, and of course I have my Blue Yeti mic, which is right over here to the side, or to that. It's just right over there, actually. But so I am just kind of jumping back in, trying to figure out how exactly I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to be putting the poster like right over in that corner somewhere when I'm talking about movies, doing that. And just kind of the whole progression of everything that I've been doing over the last 11 years kind of coming up now to this. So as you see, I am about as plain Jane as it gets. It's like my whole thing is about bringing the reviews to you. I am not like this prim and fancy type person in any way, shape, or form. So with me, what you see is what you get. And I always promise that, just in its simplest form. You can probably see a little bit of my original logo right there. That was the original logo that we had for Movie Deputy. We started with that back in 2014. Wow. As of April 14th, we've been doing this 11 years, bringing these reviews to you. And everything has just, in recent weeks, I've been dealing with a lot of my health stuff, back and forth to some specialists, still trying to figure out what's going on, whether or not it's connected to the cancer or not. And then that treatment I'm done with my last treatment on that. So knock on wood, still have most of this. It's getting a little bit grayer, as you can see, but that is me. Whether or not I'm going to post this, I probably will, just because it's like I always promise to be transparent with everybody. And no, I don't overpluck my eyebrows or anything. This is just the fact that I am turning really gray. So there's hairs there. They're just really gray. But that is both a blessing and a curse. I'm 51 years old, so that's going to kind of come along with this. And it just seems really weird showing my face, because I have really gone out of my way to make sure to stay kind of behind the scenes, low key, where you heard me, or for years you just read it. Nobody knew who Movie Deputy was. It's like I never even hinted to it in the reviews, and my whole thing was to stay neutral for a long time. Even like the reviews that were like leaning one way or the other, I really did my best to stay neutral in the reviews that I used to write for moviedeputy.com, which is my own website, but I did everything in 300 words or less with no spoilers. Now, mind you, I'm still holding true to the no spoilers thing, because I hate spoilers, so you're not going to ever have to worry about finding those here. And before I get too much further, you're probably noticing the flag behind me. This is our logo before we started the podcast. We've gone through a few logos in between times, and I'll do more and showcase a little bit more of those later. I still have a lot of shirts with the different logos on them. I'd probably say half of my clothing has my logo on it, but that's kind of the whole thing. Shameless self-promotion, the whole bit. So I'm a bit of a goofball when it comes to that. And honestly, I got this flag from a company on eBay, and I just sent them the logo, and obviously I need to iron it. It's kind of disheveled a little bit, but it's up. I wanted to kind of at least have something behind me, so I didn't just have a blank wall. And I'm going to maybe do some more streaming things, trying to figure out some stuff with some trailers and play around a little bit with that. And who knows, I might even do some game streaming too. I'm not a huge gamer. I'm more into the retro, the DOS games back in the day. And yes, that really does date me. If you are not familiar with what that is, it was an operating system pre-Windows. And it was just really, the graphics were horrible, but the gameplay was awesome. So I might even do some of those. I'm not sure yet, but at least this is a bit of a starting point, or a turning point, as the case may be. With all my health stuff, I've been away for obviously a few months now, and something happened, which I'm sure everybody's aware of, on September 10th, so a month ago yesterday that this happened. And it just shook me to my core. His whole I'm talking about Charlie Kirk, if you haven't figured that out. His whole thing was about the freedom of speech and openly debating people. And I'm seeing all of this false rhetoric all over everywhere of describing him as this hateful, intolerant person. And he was anything but. People are taking snippets of things that he said. And just, they're twisting him, and look what happened to him, because he was just openly debating people. People couldn't stand the fact that other people were engaging in dialogue to create more curiosity and to inform people of things that were happening. And I'll be honest, when that happened, I was scared to come back here in front of my microphone, in front of this camera. I was afraid, because that's what I'm doing. I'm out here sharing information, and I'm not as I don't try to stay as neutral as I once did. This country is at a really turning point in history where we have to choose sides. There's evil and then there's good, and you have to really decide which is which. And that may differ depending on who you're talking to, but evil is evil, plain and simple. And whether or not you can see it, that I can't control. But like I said, I really had to debate. It's like, okay, do I want to come on here? Do I want to be as controversial? Do I still want to speak up about the things that matter? Do I still want to call out all the woke bullcrap? I want to say the other word, but I don't want to have to censor myself. But I really have to take a stand. There was a line in John Schneider's new song. It's called Charlie's Words. And it says, "This is a movement. It's not just we're not just reacting to something that has happened. It's something that's growing. This isn't just a reaction to something. It's so much more than that. And we have to decide what side of history we're going to be on. Because at some point, it's going to matter. And I want to say that I was on the right side of history. Literally, because I'm a constitutional conservative. And I know I'm going to get hate. I know I'm going to upset a lot of people with this type of mindset, but so be it. And I am more cautious about some things that I do. A couple years ago, and I'll probably share the video on this, I used to actually have my car wrapped with this logo. And there, with all of the police unrest and everything from a few years ago, I had to take the wrap off of my car because I was getting death threats, and people were threatening our home, and people were threatening just a lot of different things around us, people around us. And it got really scary for a while, and I stepped back from movie deputy for a while when that was going on. And that was really hard to do. But I had to decide which was more important, safety or freedom of speech. And ultimately safety won out. But at the same time, I can't cower and hide. I can't just pretend like the world isn't happening all around us. And I can't pretend that all of the stuff that I'm here to talk to you about is going to be okay, because it's not. The world is not a happy place where we can all just get along. That's just not realistic. It's just not how the world works. And if that upsets you, so be it. I'm not here to upset you, but I'm not here to just coddle you and tell you that everything's going to be okay either, because that's not life. And I will point out to you when there's movies out there that are uplifting and inspiring, and I'm going to call out good ones, even when they're gory and nasty and yucky, but where they're entertaining, I'm going to call those ones out too. And the thing is, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to call out the woke ones, and I'm going to call out things that are inappropriate for different age ranges, and I'm still keeping my innocent and guilty ratings, or whichever way you want to look at that. My innocent will still be safe for 12 and under, and guilty are going to generally be safe for 13 and above unless I specify otherwise in the review. I will still be just as blunt and real as I've been promising to be, but I'm going to try to do a little bit more in this format. So I hope you'll bear with me if you want to come along on this crazy ride we call life and check out the reviews from Movie Deputy. And I apologize that it cut off the TY over here on Movie Deputy on the flag. I still got to make some adjustments here. But I really hope that you will hit those buttons down below and like, subscribe, turn on your notifications, and be sure to share this, because this is going to be an adventure, and I am just hoping that you will come along with us. So Thank you for coming along so far, and I hope you'll come back. Bye.